This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. I'm John Cullum, and this is Emily Frankel.
Your wife.
That's right. And we're discussing one of Emily's posts, Trash into Gold.
Because it's important. That's why I wrote about it. Because trash on our street lines the street. It's more noticeable even than the cars that are parked.
Right.
Do you remember what life was like before there was any recycling?
Well, it was easier on us garbage carrier-outers.
I think recycling is a chore.
It's a bore.
Well, Ron Gonen, a 32-year-old, has made a wonderful, firing up, exciting business out of garbage disposal. Read it, John.
No. Ron is working in a business of recycling, a profit-making venture that encourages you, rewards you with cash for what you bothered to separate from your garbage. Enroll and you get a container with a computer chip that weighs the amount of the recycled garbage and rewards you with points that you can redeem at 1,500 different outlets.
Like Target, like Bed and Bath, like Dwayne Reed.
Lots of stores just jumping on the bandwagon.
You remember how stunned we were when we learned that every person discards, throws out, creates 4.5 pounds of garbage a day.
Oh my God, yeah. It disturbed us back even in those days. I mean,
those days, well, those were the days when we were writing a musical. Remember the musical we were writing?
That's right, about garbage.
We were on the roof.
Garbage disposal.
On the roof every weekend, but the big day, the big time that we really worked on this musical was July 4th.
Yeah, we were up there on our roof. It was probably totally illegal. We had a little place where we could cook food. We stayed up there a lot of the time.
And JD was in his playpen, and our dog Peachy was snoozing in the corner.
We even had a little garden with a picket fence. Do you remember that?
That's right. Well, anyway, we worked on that during the heat wave. And
what was that? What was the name of that musical?
Rosanne.
Yeah, that's right. Rosanne.
Anyway.
The name of it.
What we planned was we created, the leading man was Bill, a baritone singer, and he was helped by a dancer, a leading lady, whose name was Betty.
Yeah.
And they sang an opening song called
Me and
the Beach and Betty.
Yeah.
Me and the Beach and Betty.
That's right. Bill, of course, that was
John's cousin.
That's right. Hopefully I would have been playing that role.
Yes.
But Bill was
You're hired. You're always hired.
Well, yeah, by my wife I am. Anyway, Bill was a scientist of quite well known and with a lot of great ideas. Some of them are pretty wild, but
he got a $300,000 grant to work on garbage disposal.
Yeah, and
from a think tank in California.
His idea was to use
the jet-powered engines that were discarded by the Air Force.
Right.
And that was a form of recycling. Anyway, with those engines, he created a machine that could convert enough power from garbage to run a city.
Yeah.
What a heat wave that was. Remember that heat wave?
Yeah.
You were like a commander of a ship. Do this, do that. You really were. You were kind of bossy. And you kind of frustrated me. Every time I'd come up with a wild, far-out choreographic idea, you'd collaborate. You are stodgy.
Well, I don't know.
You are.
I know. Well,
admit it.
I didn't think much of doing a dance on a garbage pile.
Well, that was a good idea. Anyway, you're a square.
That's
anyway,
right.
Remember when we tried our musical out for two of your best
I remember how enthusiastic we were.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, we thought we had the greatest musical in the world.
Remember we did it for Phil Burton.
Oh God, yes. Philip Burton was Richard Burton's foster father. Very, very erudite.
Very English.
Very English, and Richard Burton's.
Do your imitation of Richard.
Richard's stepfather or foster father Philip Burton, called us in, let us read this script to him, give him an idea, and as I recall, he absolutely hated it.
Devastated. So right away, you would think we'd go back to the drawing board. We did not. We
went up on the roof and jumped off. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We set up an audition with Alan J. Lerner's top-notch, most helpful assistant, who was one of John's drinking buddies.
Oh, Bud. Yeah, that's right.
Remember what he said?
Nobody
wants to see a musical
made
about
a garbage. Yeah.
Do that again. I want to hear you say it.
Nobody wants to see a musical about garbage. Yeah,
oh,
that's
boy.
Right. That pretty much sums up his idea.
They were wrong, John. That was a great idea.
I think it could have been made.
I love the concept. I love the concept.
It was before its time.
Yes, it was. But recycling engines that the Air Force discarded and using them to fire up a machine that would
convert it into atomic energy.
Anyway, everything except bottles and glasses. Remember that?
Oh, God. Yeah, that was the big problem. Scientifically, you could not separate glass from the rest of the garbage because of the dynamics of glass and air blowing, and they tried every kind of thing in the world. Bill worked on it for 20 years.
But Ron Gonen has done it. He hasn't done it with a machine. He's done it by inspiring people.
Well, he must have a real feel for garbage.
So, he inspires them, motivates them, partly because first he's teaching them how to do it, how to find all kinds of interesting recyclables from their garbage, but secondly, motivating them not because it's the law, but because it benefits them financially as well as economically.
Well,
anyway, read what it says about the government, what the government says. All those
so
funny
here's
facts.
what you said, the government said. The government booklet says 4.5 pounds of garbage is 24 pounds per week.
29 pounds.
29 pounds per week. This is per person, right?
Yes.
And 1,600 pounds a year.
Well, according to Wise.com, if you took the garbage alone, you could form a line of filled-up garbage trucks from the Earth to the moon.
I wouldn't want to be in that line.
No. Furthermore, you could cover the state of Texas 2.5 times with the garbage trucks.
Well, I don't know whether Texas deserves that or not, but I'd prefer Texas to New York.
Okay. And you could cover more than 990,000 football fields with a 6-foot-high pile of waste material.
Well, the NFL would figure out something to do with that.
We throw away enough aluminum to duplicate the full commercial air fleet of the United States. Gosh, John, why don't we go back and recycle that play?
Well, recycle the play.
I'd make Ron Gonen, the 32-year-old leading actor who could also dance.
I get, just because I can't dance?
See, I'm picturing us back up on the roof.
Well.
You, the commander. Me, the peppy, zesty, indefatigable first mate.
Yeah, well, that sounds good.
We create an opening.
Yeah, I can just see us back up there on the roof.
Me, the beach, and the tea.
No, I don't know.
That wonderful script.
I don't know. It's, old ideas and old projects are not, like old soldiers. They don't die, they just kind of fade away.
That's a truism about old projects. Projects that almost happen but don't happen are a part of you. They haunt you. They continue to seem real.
Like an amputated leg.
Yeah.
You're not really there, but you feel like they're there.
Yeah.
And you feel like you can still feel them. Well, that's true about old projects.
Well, they make you feel as if you could just do it again and you could get from here to there.
Right. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
There would be where, though?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think it would be?
There would be where we are right this minute. Right here in your office making a recording. We're recycling my posts.
That's not a big
We are turning trash into
gold. Yes, that might be a good idea to take our old projects and turn them into gold. This is AI.R. See you next week.